Hello everyone, welcome to the Financial Information channel. My name is Marvin. In this video I'm going to review the Snapchat stock earnings and I'm going to give you my opinion. So let's begin with the video. And as you know, Snapchat reported earnings and I'm going to give you my opinion if it's a good time to buy. Now as you can see in the screen, Snapchat beat the EPS by 1 cent and it missed on the revenue by 28.81%. The revenue year to year is positive 62.2%. And as you saw, the revenue was a huge miss. It was almost 30 millions. And even with that miss, the revenue year to year is over 62%. But you have to keep in mind that this was not the actual projection. Wall Street analysts were looking for 272 millions in this quarter. And even when Wall Street analysts reduced the price, the Snapchat missed the revenue. Back when the stock was really hot in May, the analysts were looking for almost 300 millions. And this time they barely reported over 200 millions. But now let's take a look at the most important statistics, and that's the daily active users. And as you can see globally, from the quarter of 2016, the company was at 153 millions. And at the end of this quarter, Snapchat has 178 millions. And the platform has about 3.5 billion snaps created daily. That actually is a good number. But now let's take a look at the North America region because that actually produced the more revenue. And as you can see, North America, the company went up from 65 millions of the third quarter of 2016 to 77 millions in the quarter of 2017. And even though that Snapchat has added a good amount of users, it has been affected by Instagram. And as you can see in the following graph, right after Instagram announced the new stories, Snapchat has posted single digits user growth. So the company has been affected by the Facebook competition. But now let's take a look at the revenue growth. And as you can see in the third quarter of 2016, the company generated about 128 millions. And in the third quarter of 2017, the company generated 208 millions. So that is basically where the 62% growth year over year happened. So it was actually a good amount of growth, but it was not enough in my opinion. Now another metric that is very important is to get an idea how much money the company is receiving for every user. And that is called ARPU, which is average revenue per user. Now let's take a look at the following graph. And as you can see at this moment in the third quarter of 2017, the company is getting about $1.17 per user. It is the highest that it has been in the company history. So that is actually a decent number. Now let's take a look how much money they're spending on hosting the video platform. Now as you can see, from the third quarter of 2016, they were spending about 64 cents. The company is spending about 68 cents hosting per daily active user. And that is actually one of the red flags because the company, I believe that is being hosted by AWS, and AWS is Amazon Web Service. And as you know, Amazon has one of the most affordable prices for hosting, so I don't think that is the problem. The problem is that this company is not getting a lot of money from advertising. When you factor the hosting costs for the revenue for every user, this company is actually not getting a lot of gross margin. The gross margin is around 42%. That means that 58% is going to the hosting cost. Now, when I was looking at the financial numbers, the company lost around 443 millions this quarter. And that means for every dollar the company generated in revenue, it lost about $2.13. And the company had a negative free cash flow of almost 220 millions. The company mentioned in the earnings call that it has around 2.3 billion in cash. And when I continue reading the financials, just like I mentioned before, the company generated about 270 millions in revenue. However, just in stock-based compensation, the company lost around 225 millions in cash. I don't get how the company has less revenue than stock compensation. That is really bad. And the CEO, which is Steven Spiegel, mentioned at the beginning of October that the spectacles were selling really well. And the spectacles are the sunglasses that are made for Snapchat. What is really funny that he was mentioning at the beginning of October that those spectacles were selling even better than the iPod. However, during the earnings call, the company mentioned that it had lost almost 40 millions in having too much inventory on spectacles. So the company has failed at the hardware and the software is not doing as well. And I think Snapchat is a very unique product. However, you have to keep in mind that having a unique product doesn't translate into huge profits for a stock. And there are a lot of risks associated with this company. The first risk is there's a former employee that is suing the company. He mentioned that the company was falsifying documents showing the growth of the company. And I think that case is going to be settled out of the court. And the second risk is the company mentioned in the earnings call that is going to redesign the app. And I think that is a good approach. The company needs to be more friendly to advertisers. The way that Snapchat works at this moment is at the end of stories you can see an ad. And that ad, in my opinion, should be played at the beginning when you are seeing someone else snaps. And I did a video a few months back when I mentioned the best price to buy Snapchat shares. I'm going to put the video here. However, looking at that video, I think now there's a huge possibility that the share price might go under $10. And even though that this company has a lot of hype, I think there are better values in the stock market. I mentioned one of the stocks in the top 5 stocks to buy during September, and that company is going to be Match. That company has done really well during the last 3 months. And as you can see in the screen, during the last 3 months, the company has gone up over 42%. And today, no one seemed to care when Match posted good numbers during earnings. And that is my opinion about Snapchat. I don't think it's a good time to invest into the company. It is losing a lot of money, it's not growing as much, and it is facing a lot of competition with Facebook and Instagram. And that is gonna be everything for the video. Please leave in the comment section below if you're investing in a Snapchat. And if you're investing in a Snapchat, what is the realistic price that you can see the stock price in a couple of years? And don't forget, you can subscribe to the financial information channel. I want to continue bringing videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. I am going to thank you once again for watching the video. Have an excellent day and take care, my friends.